Welcome to a quick update on Defguard 2.0. Today we are releasing the second alpha of the major 2.0 version, and we are really excited about it because it basically means we are nearly feature complete. So from now on we'll just focusing on stabilizing the version, making it ready for production deployments. And that is why we decided to create a series of short videos showing the capabilities of the new version. If you prefer our written form, we also prepared a page in our documentation where you can go through all the functionalities and you'll see how to test them and how to play with it. I'll obviously link this document in the video description. In this tutorial, I will explain another big feature of the upcoming Defguard 2.0, which is high availability. This was highly anticipated, especially by our enterprise customers. That's why we decided to place it in the scope of the 2.0. As this functionality is very demanding, we decided to divide it into phases. So in 2.0, we are doing high availability for the gateway and the edge component, and in the following release, we'll also do the same for the core component. And right now, I will show you how we implemented high availability and how you can test it yourself. If you go to our deployments repository, there's a directory called Docker Compose 2.0, and there is a file called Docker Compose ha.yaml. And if you inspect the file, you can see that there's a bunch of services. There's a core service. There are two edge services. There's a load balancer for edge components, which is Nginx based. There are also two gateway components, Gateway 1 and Gateway 2, and there's also a load balancer for the gateways, which is Envoy based. And obviously there's also the database. Okay, let's try to start the stack. So I'll do Docker Compose -f Docker Compose hi.yaml, and I'll do up -d, which should start all the services in the background. Yes, they are all running, and as you can see, the core component was exposed at port 8000, so we'll be able to go to this address and see our control plane. Let's do that now. And Defguard welcomes me with a wizard. It already used the functionality of auto-adoption, which I explained in the previous video. Basically what it means is that it automatically adopted the gateway component and the edge component. But keep in mind that it only adopted one edge component and one gateway component. So this wizard is not able to adapt multiple gateways and multiple edge components. So we'll need to adopt more components manually in the UI. Okay, anyway, let's start the initial configuration. I'll just create the admin user here. Let's continue. I'll configure the external URLs. I explained those parameters in the previous video, so if you're interested, you can go there. Right now, I'll just focus on the high availability stuff. Okay, I think there's a typo here. Yeah. Okay, same for the edge component, but port is 8080. And now I should give it the host of the load balancer, actually, because I want the client applications to connect to the load balancer, which will then route the traffic to all the gateways that I have specified. So it's available on localhost. And for the gateway address, I'll just do this. And for allowed IPs, maybe something like that. Okay, so that is the local host, and that is the port that I have exposed in the Envoy load balancer. So if you take a look again, at the services that are running, there's this one, Gateway Load Balancer, Envoy, and as you can see, I have exposed port 51820 there. I can also show you the configuration of the load balancer. So as you can see, it listens on this port, and it has two gateways configured. So gateway 1 and gateway 2, it uses the internal service names from Docker, the network, and I have configured the gateways to also use the same port for simplicity. Okay, I don't want to enforce MFA at this stage. And that's it. I can go to my dashboard, and I can see that the location was already created. The first gateway was already adopted. And I can see also that the first edge component was adopted. So right now I can try to adapt the secondary edge component, and I can also adapt the secondary gateway component. Right now let's try to add the additional gateway. So what I can do now is I can go to locations, and I can click on the gateway setup over here, and it also opens a wizard. I confirm that my gateway is already running. I'll give it a name called Gateway 2, and the host is also Gateway 2, and I can adopt the gateway component. It got adopted, and right now I can go to locations. The gateway is adopting, and it should be available in a second. Yes. As you can see, there are two gateways right now, and both are connected to my location named gateway. And what we can do now is we can try to add a device to my profile, so I can connect to the VPN, and then we'll try to mess with the gateways. We'll try to stop one, stop the second one, and we'll see if the VPN connection is still alive. So what I'll do now is I'll go to devices, I'll add a device using client activation. I already have my desktop client running here. So I will be able to just use the one-click configuration. It will open up the client application. I will name the device, and it's already configured here. That's, as you can see here, as the gateway, the location that I have created. Okay, since our VPN network was IP was 10.10.10.1, I'll try to ping it right now, and it should not work because we are not connected. That's the IP address of my gateway, so I should not be able to ping it right now. Yeah, as you can see, it's not working, but it should change when I click connect in my desktop client. Yep, as you can see, it connected. And right now what we'll do is we'll try to test the high availability functionality. So what I will do is I will open another tab here. Maybe another window will be more convenient. You'll see as ping is running, I will tinker with the setup. Meaning I will stop certain components, and we'll see what's happening. So right now, if I go to Gawker Compose PS, I can see that I have two gateways running. And I'll try to stop gateway 1. I'm not sure which gateway is actually right now being used for the connection. So let's stop gateway 1 first. So I'll do just stop gateway 1. Yep, and as you can see, it stopped for a bit, but it should be again alive again in a second. Yep, it's alive again. So as you can see, the Envoy load balancer noticed that gateway 1 is not operational using a health check, and it then moved all the traffic to gateway 2. So if we see the running services, you can see that gateway 1 is not running, gateway 2 is running. So right now, let's try to start gateway 1 again. Gateway 1 is running, and since the traffic is now running to gateway 2, let's try to stop gateway 2, and we'll see if it handles it well. Okay, so stop gateway 2. And again, it lost connection for a bit, but it should be up and running in a second. Yes, the connection is back. So as you can see, the connection is alive. The application is showing traffic. The application is showing that it is connected. And also, if I go to my VPN overview, you can see that the client is still connected. So even though I messed with the configuration, I stopped the critical components, it still remained connected. We implemented the same for the edge components, so we can also play with it a bit. You can also try to, for example, try to establish MFA connection. You can kill one edge, see if the second one is operational, if you're able to connect, using MFA. So we really encourage you to play with it a bit. Okay, that's it. That's the functionality. As you can see, it works. It allows you to easily configure the secondary components. You can have multiple gateways, and you can be sure that your infrastructure is safe and is operation even if there are some difficulties, let's say. Okay, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.